Do you want a clean girl? A girl who hasn't given her body away to dozens of men? Hurrah! Most guys are convinced they found wifey material. Their girl is cute, innocent. She makes him feel like he's the only man in the world. Everything seems perfect until reality hits, and he discovers her past that doesn't match the innocent image she's putting on. Turns out she's been up and down the street, maybe even around the entire block. Now, most guys would act like it doesn't bother them. They'll cope and say, it's in the past. We all had our wild days. Or they'll hit you with the classic, I like a woman with experience, bro. But it's all cold. Deep down, no man with pride or self-respect wants to be the last guy in the long line. That experience they speak of like it's a badge of honor. It's simply another way of stating she's been overrun by other men. Listen, you don't want to end up like those guys, stuck coping with a reality they cannot face. Some of them are so deep in that they've already introduced her to their family, maybe even had kids with her. They're too far gone to admit the truth, so they cope to keep their world intact. Don't let that be you. Here are 9 crucial signs to know if a girl has been with many men. Number 1, likes to speak about sex. If a girl likes to talk about sex, especially early on, it's a nasty red flag. Now, this sounds obvious, but when a cute girl you like starts dropping those hints, your testosterone kicks in, and suddenly you're blinded by desire. Never let excitement cloud your judgment. Women are more discreet about intimacy than men. It's their nature. So, if she's shamelessly discussing sex, it's a clear sign she's been visiting Pound City in the past. Make sure you leave her behind in the streets of that city. Number 2, flirting. Would you wife up a girl that flirts with other men? You wouldn't. The problem is that, unlike the first sign, flirting is much sneakier. It doesn't require words. And because men are logical beings, they are often blind to these subtle cues. You see, you might be with a girl and notice her smiling at another man, maintaining eye contact, or getting a soft touch on his arm. All of these are forms of flirting. Even flicking her hair or asking questions while genuinely showing interest in what another man has to say can be flirting as well. And when you bring up your discomfort, she might gaslight you and call you insecure. This is a huge red flag. Flirting is almost never overt. It's about subtle body language. This makes it easy for a girl to deny any wrongdoing. But even if she does deny it, it doesn't matter, because you can still drop her off where she belongs, the streets. A good woman respects her man. She would lower her gaze around other guys and not seek out unnecessary contact. You see, women understand flirting very well. They are experts in body language and nonverbal communication, and they know they can draw in other men with ease. So if you catch on to something, 9 times out of 10, it's not you being insecure. It's you finally reading a social cue. If you want me to go deeper on nonverbal communication, let me know in the comments, because being able to read the room doesn't just help in flirting, it also gives you the edge in power dynamics. Number 3, smoking and drinking. If a girl drinks or smokes, don't trust her, because she's running from something, running from pain. Substance abuse is a pattern in almost every girl who had many sexual partners. You see, even though women are brainwashed in the Western world into believing that sleeping with multiple men equates to freedom, their biology will always tell the opposite story. Having a lot of sexual partners has always been damaging to the female psyche. That's why you often find promiscuous women turning to substances. They're trying to numb pain they're not even aware of. Aside from that, if she smokes and overdrinks, she clearly doesn't respect herself. She's killing herself slowly. And if she doesn't respect herself, she damn sure isn't going to respect you. Number 4, not posting you on on social media. In an ideal world, your girl isn't on social media at all. But if she is on social media, she should have a natural desire to post about you. You see, unlike men who might prefer to keep their relationships private, a good woman wants others to know she has a man. If she hides that and only posts stories and pictures of herself without any signs of you, she's signaling to all other guys that she's single. Open her DMs and you'll probably find her chasing me. Number 5, tattoos. If a girl has tattoos that scream wild and free, it's usually a sign she's seen more adventures than she'll admit. Those feathers, hearts, and wild soul quotes aren't wisdom. She's not some sophisticated philosopher. No, they're a public warning label that says, adventure always welcomed here. So don't be fooled by whatever garbage quote from Google her tattoo may be saying. Women often get tattoos out of impulsivity or rebellion, and both are red flags when it comes to promiscuity. If she got a tattoo out of impulsivity, she engages in impulsive behaviors in other aspects of her life, including her relationships. And if she got tattoos out of rebellion, it shows her disregard for boundaries, an attitude that often extends to her sexual choices. So, if you're looking for a woman with values, you might want to think twice about someone whose skin tells the story of the streets. Number 6, male friends. If a woman has male friends, it's time to bounce. If you don't understand this, then go watch my other videos. I've broken this down many times. The bottom line is men and women can't be friends. Did your grandma have male best friends? I don't think so. And if you disagree with this, just go and let your girl watch Netflix with her male friend. You know, just like she could do with her female friends. See what happens. Number 7, vague past. Girls with a lot of sexual partners always try to hide their past. But if you have a sharp mind, you can cut through the nonsense. Remember what she says and take note of any inconsistencies. If she frequently changes details about her past relationships or personal life, it's a clear sign she's hiding something and trying to create a different persona. Trust your instincts. If her narrative doesn't add up, it's time to question her honesty and the depth of her commitment. A genuine relationship is built on transparency, and if she can't provide that, she's shady, and you're better off leaving her behind. Number 8, blaming men. If a woman is constantly complaining about men, calling them dogs, or saying men are this and that, it's a red flag. It shows she's been passed around in the past and has a distorted perception of men. Her negative views reflect her own experiences and unresolved issues, which is a sign of emotional baggage. Number 9, no serious conversations. If a girl shows minimal interest in serious conversations, it's a major red flag. Avoiding discussions about the future or making life important topics indicates a lack of commitment and maturity. Do not get drawn into her silliness. When you want to talk seriously, stay serious. If she deflects your questions with jokes or changes the subject, it shows she's not emotionally invested. A woman who isn't willing to engage in meaningful dialogue is more interested in fun than building a solid relationship. This all being said, let me know in the comments if you've ever overlooked a red flag and later discovered that the girl had a hidden past. Your experience could help others see the signs. By the way,
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayath Adawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. All right, so this is a video from the YouTube channel called Far From Weak, and it says 9 crucial signs to identify women who slept with many. And obviously, of course, first and foremost, we know how these westernized women are. You know, they've been given all this freedom and liberty to gad abroad, you know, and you can't, even Yahweh Shai said it, we live in an adulterous generation. We live in an adulterous generation, okay? You have men that be messing around with another man's wife, and you have women that be going behind their men or their husband's back and sleeping around with multiple partners, okay? And, you can even look up the statistics that women are more promiscuous and more likely to cheat. Even though the statistics of this Western society, of course, they're going to shame men and point the finger at men and saying that men are the ones, they're the ones that are worse, when it's quite literally that the women are actually worse. And a lot of men, even the heathen men, even Esau, even he's tired of these fucking women and just how disrespectful and how full of shit they really are. Okay? So, I just watching this video, the 9 crucial signs to identify a woman who slept with many. Okay? And he even said it, that women are more subtle and discreet than men. It's in their nature. So this is going to be the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 20. Proverbs 30 and 20. And it says, such is the way of an adulterous woman. In fact, Proverbs 30 and 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. Okay? So again, these women, being as promiscuous as they are and unfaithful, untrustworthy, they do all these things behind closed doors, sleeping around, sneaking around, it's a sign that, she's for the streets. Okay? She's a lady of the night. She makes her daily rounds. and that is, it's sad, but it's true. It's especially the Israelite woman, because the Israelite woman is supposed to be held to the standard of what a woman is supposed to be, but yet look at our women. Our women, the so-called black woman, the so-called Hispanic woman, the so-called Native American and Seminole Indian woman, as well as the speckled bird, which are the Israelites that are mingled amongst the other nations that look like the other nations. The Israelite woman in general is the biggest hoe on the planet. Okay? She surpasses even an Edomite woman. And Edomite women, they are very, very promiscuous. Okay? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. And it says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Okay? So dealing with these wicked women is more bitter than death, man, because these women, simply with them, if they can't have their way, guess what? You don't get no box. Like they intended to give you any box to begin with. They just want to fuck around. They never had any intention of giving you the box in the first place. You're just that guy who's that shoulder to cry on, someone that they can vent to, someone that will listen to them, someone that will help them when they need help, or when they want help, I should say. These women, they don't give a fuck about your feelings or your personal boundaries. Okay? That's why the majority of these women, they wonder why they can't find a good man. Well, the reason why you can't find a good man is because that which you ask answers your question. Look at yourself in the fucking mirror, bitch. You're the reason why you can't find a good man. And when you do have a good man, what do? You treat him like shit, and like the old saying goes, you never know what good you have until it's gone. That's why a lot of men nowadays, they're just starting to say, you know, fuck these women, fuck them. I'm better off on my own. Even the heathen men, even the simps are starting to become men and realize that you women are not worth it. You're not worth the money, you're not worth the stress, you're not worth the time. You're not worth it because of how you act and how you conduct yourself. You are not worth it. This is going to be Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. Chapter 26, starting at verse 24. And it says, a dishonest woman contemneth shame. Yes, a woman that is not honest, and you could tell that she's not honest by reading the signs. You know, you know, if you have a sharp mind, you can cut through the bullshit. You can see her for who she really is and what's really going on. That this woman is not, she's not your wife. It's just your turn. I'm sorry. There was an old saying that my dad told me about women who are promiscuous, and it goes something like this. You know, hopefully I don't get this video doesn't get taken down because of it, but it goes something like, row, row, row the hoe, fuck her till she screams, bust a nut, slap her butt, pass her to the team. And you know, as funny and as funny as that may seem, but it's the truth. Okay? These women have been passed around. And that's why the that's why the elders of GMS, you know, they say, you know, leave these women alone. Or if you're going to be dealing with a woman, be wise. Okay, so Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 24. A dishonest woman contemneth shame. Yeah, she do contemn shame because she has no type of self-control or any type of what's the word I'm looking for? She doesn't have no type of self-restraint, no type of no values, no morals. But an honest woman will reverence her husband. Yes, an honest woman will respect her husband. She will follow her husband. She will take orders from him. She will respect her husband's authority. She will respect his personal boundaries. She will respect his rules. And she will know and understand that he is the head of the household. Okay? But you know what? That's okay, because once Jacob's trouble pops off at 100%, these women, they're going to get in line overnight. And they're going to be looking for protection. And in that day, they're going to realize that none of these men are going to protect them. A lot of these men are going to just let them rot on their own. Leave them to rot. And these women are going to finally wake up and realize that they were the problem the whole time. You know? And a lot of these simps that, you know, that fall for these women, man, you know, you introduce this woman to your family, and you know, not knowing not knowing deep down what kind of a person that this woman really is, man. It's just you can't. I'm just gonna say that you can't trust these women. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. I'm going to go up a few verses. This is going to be chapter 26, Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 7. And it says, An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hath hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. Okay? A woman that is rebellious, has a bad attitude, likes to buck up against you, cause arguments and fight. It's basically like you held on to a scorpion. You're just waiting to get stung. You're just waiting to get to take that sting. And it's going to hurt. Okay? Verse 8, a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. Yeah, these women don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck if they hurt your feelings. They don't give a fuck if they, don't give a fuck about your boundaries. They call you insecure, and yet they're on social media, revealing themselves and all that. Verse 9, the whoredom of a woman may be known by her haughty looks and her eyelids. Okay? So, these women, man, you gotta be, especially in this society, man, you do not want to get emotionally attached. And like the man just said, like the man said that men are logical beings. Okay, we have to think logically in any matter, whether it be dealing with a woman or dealing with another person in general, or just in the world in general. Now I'm going to drop down to verse 12. It says, she will open her mouth as a thirsty travailer when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Meaning a woman who's had multiple partners, orgies, threesomes, whatever you want to call them. Now, verse 13, the grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fat his bones. Verse 14, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth a mind well instructed. Okay? So a woman that has respect for her husband, loves her husband, takes great delight in him, and her discretion will fat his bones, meaning that her attention and focus is on her husband, making sure that her husband's good and well fed. Okay. Now, again, these women, man, the best thing to do is to leave them alone. Because all they're going to end up doing is breaking your heart, destroying you, causing you unnecessary stress. And stress is something that we don't need. Okay, let me see. All right, just bear with me for a moment. Slovakia, bear with me one moment. This just goes to show you, man. You know what? Actually, no. Actually, let's go to let's go to the very beginning. Actually, Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 from the top. This is the fall of man. Now the serpent, who was a man, because remember the Bible is parabolic, speaks in parables, uses similitudes. So when you call someone a serpent, You're calling that person someone who is untrustworthy or deceitful, deceptive. Now it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. And remember, the beast represents the people of these other nations because the Lord has likened them unto beasts. Okay, which the Lord Yahweh power had made, and he said unto the woman, yea, hath the power said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the fruit is, of course, representing the philosophies, the worldly philosophies. And verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For the Most High doeth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Okay? The reason why I brought this out is because this just goes to show you that a woman is the weaker vessel. And a woman is more easily to manipulate and to sway than a man. Easier to control, easier to manipulate. Because women are emotional beings. Okay? They seek validation. They seek someone to lead them, someone to give them that approval. Okay? And verse 6, and the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband. Gave also unto her husband with her, who was Adam, and he did eat. So, as men, we're not to follow the woman, because by following the woman's lead, that's for one, that's shame. That's shameful, and it makes you into a laughing stock. It shows that you're a weak man. So in doing so, Adam went off. All right? And Adam is Yahushai through the reincarnation from back then all the way up till now. Okay? So, I just wanted to, the Spirit was just telling me to do this quick lesson. I didn't mean for it to be, it was just meant to be quick, but yeah, man. These women here in Babylon, this is the city of harlots. And that's what the majority of these women are out here. And they take no shame in the fact that they got high body counts. All right, so that's what the scriptures say. It is better to, that's what the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing. It is better to not touch a woman, just meaning to leave them alone. Okay, they're not worth your time, they're not worth your effort, they're not worth your money, they're not worth the stress. Okay? And any woman who has any lick of sense and uses discretion, those type of women will be revealed to us in these last days. Because remember, Isaiah 4:1, 7 women shall take hold of one man. Lord willing that, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, gives us those women that are genuine and sincere. All right? And I hope that this lesson was edifying to the body and to the few sincere believers and listeners. Okay? And also, if you're a man that has that experience with women, and if there's someone who's new to the whole thing, when it comes to dealing with women or doesn't know how to deal with women, just give them that advice so that they don't end up making the same mistakes you did, or they don't end up making those mistakes that are going to cost them in the long run in general. All right? And with closing, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayath Adawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom Barakatam.